So it's just the holidays, right? And recently I was gifted a gift. I was gifted this game of Monopoly, and it's actually a Shawneopoly. But I was gifted this game of Monopoly, and I haven't actually played Monopoly in a long time, fucking years since I've played Monopoly, like a long time ago. And I'm not really a fan of games. I'm not really a fan of board games. I'm not really a fan of life games. I'm not really a fan of playing games. I'm more to the point. I'm direct. I like to be specific. I like to get results. I like to have, when I'm done with something, I like to have made progress. So games have always kind of been hard for me to do. Board games, video games, any kind of games I've just never really been into because I always felt like I didn't really get a result when I was done. It didn't like level me up at all. You know what I mean? It just kind of, I just spent time. I've been more of, I like to do artwork. I like to make things. I like to build things. I like to talk about things in relationships. I like to have progress when I'm done that really affects my life, not just time spent. So I've never really been a fan of games. However, I got this game for Christmas. My family was gifted this game, and this one's for Shawnee, Kansas, but it's a version of Monopoly. And it made me think that life is actually a game of Monopoly. Life is actually like a game of Monopoly. Um, and everything we do is about leveling up. Everything we do is about gaining. Everything we do is about choices. It's all on your specificity. So if you learn to play the game of Monopoly really well, and you learn the rules of Monopoly really well, and you figure out how to make good plays, then you win the game. You win the game of Monopoly. However, you can do the same thing in life. You can do the same thing in life if you look at life like a game. Instead of something you have to do, it's something you get to do. You can totally win the game of life. You can get everything you want. You can achieve what you want to. It's all about specificity and direct, intentional focus on your life and your choices and what you want. And comparing it to other people, looking at other people's lives, wanting to be like other people, being jealous of other people. Um, is not very useful. It's really not very useful. So, the more you focus on your own priorities and your own desires and your own wants, the more you can make specific choices related to that. So, just like the game of Monopoly, the more you want to level up, the more you focus, the more you learn, the more you get intentional about your goals, the better life you can have. So, I would suggest to kind of look at life as a game of Monopoly and not look at it so much as something you have to do, but something you get to do. And it makes making your choices so much easier. It makes making your decisions easier because you don't really have to do anything. You choose to. So if you think you have to do something, you might look at why you think you have to and get a little more specific and a little more direct and a little more intentional and a little more focus, direct, intentional focus. And you might see that life is really all about getting to, not having to. And it can change your perspective on practically everything. So if it's your marriage, you get to. If it's your children, you get to. You get to parent. You get to have a marriage. You get to have relationships. You get to eat. You get to build a home, you get to have a job, you get to have a career, you get to clean your place, you get to go shopping, you get to buy cars, you get to whatever the fuck it is you choose to do. So think of it like this game of Monopoly, your life, and I bet you're going to level up. So peace, loves.